NNCP stands for NIDCAP Nursery Certification Program. And it grew out of our efforts to understand better how all the components in a nursery, all the relationships in a nursery come together to actually make it an infant supportive, family supportive care environment where everyone is respected and supported in order to do care that will support the baby's brain development and overall development. So the parent competence and confidence, the child's development, and the staff satisfaction, I think are key components that this program promotes.
15 years ago, I had a preterm birth after preeclampsia, and I born two little babies. Lucas was born with 515 grams and Lena was born with 290 grams. And at this time we had no support at the NICU. There was no psychological support. There were radio 24 hours a day. We had one chair in the NICU. We had to share it with 6 other parents. So I was very early every morning there to have this chair because I have a cesarean section and I couldn't stand the whole day.
So we realized it's important to look at what are the barriers that make it so tough for nurseries to have parents live there. And for all the staff that was working very hard in the NIDCAP model to include the parents, to have the parents hold their baby, we needed an instrument to assess components of this. So these 5 rating scales, from one traditional, medically, technically focused, getting the care done, task-oriented, protocol-directed, to 5 individual baby, individual family focused, thoughtful, careful, relationship-based, supportive care on all these components, diaper change, bathing, support for feeding, burping. These are little aspects, but when you observe them going on, you say, oh my goodness, this is a giant task for this baby. So how do we get smarter in understanding him and apportioning each little action, not in isolation, but in the flow of transformation of actions, if you will. And it became a good instrument. It helped us get people beyond just focusing on the baby and starting with, when you come into the nursery, how does it feel? What's the ambience here? What's the emotional tenor of this unit? Do I feel relaxed, or do I feel I'm getting on edge and I don't know where things are coming from and there's a lot of action and maybe conflict? That's how parents feel, and that's what they feel, and that's what the baby experiences at the bedside.
The NIDCAP Nursery Certification Program is an application and review process, and it consists of several steps. Starting with the eligibility requirements, moving through to a site visit where a team of 3 members goes out and visits the nursery, to the actual scoring of the site, and then the awarding of NIDCAP Nursery Certification.
The NIDCAP approach helps set up processes within the nursery and therefore within the system for positive change. One of the important elements of NIDCAP approach is that the care is really individualized to the individual baby. and to that family. But it's also individualized to the unit and to the players on that unit. Where are the strengths, where's the energy, where's the passion? And you can follow that toward developing a stronger program. And as a NIDCAP trainer, you can guide or help guide the on-site professional to recognize opportunities and to grow their own programs.
The process of going through the evaluation, of looking carefully with all disciplines involved in your unit and how do we provide care to our babies and families. It brings forward each person involved in the care of the unit, and we involved families as well, so that what happens is you end up with each member of the staff, and hopefully all members of the staff, really gaining a tremendous amount of pride in the work they do. When we're really functioning well as a multidisciplinary team, that every discipline represented, physicians, respiratory therapists, social workers, nurses, family members, and any other member of the team comes together and has an attitude. We can provide incredibly sensitive, compassionate care to babies and families.
The first step of the NNCP is to get the consensus between the nursing direction, administrative direction, and medical leaders in order to apply for this process. And this discussion is very important for the future, because if we decide to select some action to correct the challenges we have, it's easier if we have a consensus on the method, on the goal. So it's very interesting to use that as a quality improvement process, focusing on the strength of the team rather than on the challenges. And then it's easier to show them that some parts could be improved very easily, and the challenge become a goal. So the manual could be helpful for people not only for the whole process, but at the beginning only to imagine the difference between their practices and what could be the gold standard in the next future.
So then we went through the process of learning that you do a pretty good job, but not at the level for NIDCAP Nursery Certification. And that opened the door to spending the time we needed. And we gave ourselves a year to enhance those areas that needed a little more work. And the staff was, I think, really were appreciative and accepted the challenge quite readily to take on the opportunity to make things better so that we could be certified. So that process of being recognized for where you are on the continuum and having the opportunity to tighten up and enhance the areas that needed a little more work also let us work together as a staff so that the accomplishment was truly owned by everyone. It was wonderful.
And then with the benchmarks of the NIDCAP Nursery Certification Program, everybody's got a goal. They can see what might be possible. And when you see what might be possible, I think it motivates and it can energize people toward achieving it.
I think many nurseries will be really surprised at what a great job they do and that how easily they can achieve this certification with putting some effort together and building their developmental care team. And so as an educator, it's exciting. As a nurse, it's a fantastic opportunity, and as a mother, I would want every hospital to strive for this, because you can't put any value on how important it is to be a part of your child's life. And to have that opportunity incorporating families in every aspect of what we do, involving these parents. You can't underestimate that.
The NIDCAP Nursery Certification program provides many opportunities for professional and personal growth. It also assists in the discharge of premature infants earlier and healthier. It provides for more competence and collaborative staff, for more competent and confident parents. It also is a recognition for the hospital and the NICU that they are providing this very necessary NIDCAP approach to care.
My personal vision is that we have in the future certificated hospital where NIDCAP is already implemented. That means that we need NICUs who take care of babies should have persons who are NIDCAP certificated, who have the education and the training, and that is in the end a normal treatment and care in each of the hospitals who have a NICU.
By seeing the baby's potential, that actually shows you the potential for the nursery. But you have to go into it with your eyes wide open and move all those roadblocks aside, realizing you make a difference every day just by seeing the baby, what the baby needs. Working with a nursery who is just beginning NIDCAP training in their nursery is an excellent time to use the criterion. It's hard for them to imagine how it can look, and the criterion gives you a way to see how the nursery can look and function and be. And it's not a score you have to get. It's being. When you get to the being part, you're there.
Over the years, all the people in the NIDCAP community who were training and who were helping units realized units can move, and units move, some of them, quite amazingly. They move systems wide. They bring this in, and it makes sense to their leadership and to their physician staff and to their nursing staff, and it's without question makes sense to the parents and the baby. Only when people are aware of what they do and how they are perceived will they be in a position to make changes.